Oh, this is fun. Welcome to the Driver Reviews channel. I'm Vicki Butler-Henderson, and today we are looking at a car that had me hooked from its global unveiling. It is the Toyota Land Cruiser, and it's a car that I have always respectfully called the cockroach of the motoring world because it just keeps going. This fifth incarnation comes with one engine and in two guises. You've got the £75,000 Invincible, or this, the first edition, which is just under £80,000. Before you settle down and watch, please press like and subscribe so that you're notified each time we post something new. Toyota has been making the Land Cruiser 4x4 for over 70 years, and it's had a variety of roles, from a UN peacekeeping vehicle through to a movie star in James Bond's Die Another Day. This particular launch edition doffs its hat to the 1960s version with its round headlights, and they're set up high to help avoid damage in tough conditions. Then there's the sand-coloured bodywork. You can also get smoky blue with a light grey roof. Other models will get square lamps and a variety of other colours. Let us know what you think about those lamps and this colour scheme, as we would love to hear. It's a brilliant evolution, and like other classics, I'm thinking Mini and the Porsche 911, you continue to know what car it is from its profile alone. It's definitely a case of function over frills. This car has a wide stance, trapezoidal wheel arches, a long bonnet and short bumper corners, so they're easy to replace. The accessories list is also practical, with items like roof rails and side steps. The cabin is, as ever, box-shaped, though there is a spoiler at the rear to help its bulk slip through the air. There are also aerodynamic spats just ahead of the front wheels to reduce drag, and direct air round to cool the brakes. Round the back are a couple of my favourite features which I have to share with you. The first one are the mud flaps, which have to be the most beautiful mud flaps I think I've ever seen. And then there is this. It's a design feature which I love to see. It is an opening rear screen. It's not quite the full split tailgate, but it's really helpful for popping in a few bags when you haven't got the full space to open up the back door. But when you do, there's a big access area to fill a maximum of a competitive 2,000 litres. In reality though, when you've got a full house on board, there's enough room for a few shopping bags or outdoor essentials like a brolly, chair and wellies. This car can definitely tow. It's got a capacity of 3,500 kilograms, which is enough to haul a motorhome around. Now, this car's main rival, the Land Rover Defender, can match that, but a word of differentiation at the back here. This boot lid goes upwards, whereas the Defender's swings out to the side, so I think that makes this car better when it comes to parking. Now, when it comes to keeping these launch spec cars on terra firma, they have got 18-inch alloys. The non-launch spec ones get 20 inches. These are surrounded by Yokohama Geolander AT Geo15 tyres. Engineered for durability, their aggressive tread pattern resists wear, cuts and chips and helps the tyre excel in all conditions and terrains. Certified with M&S, mud and snow, and 3-peak mountain snowflake ratings for winter use, they've also earned an impressive 4.6 out of 5 stars by the thousands of drivers on DriverReviews. They've been named as the highly recommended option for pickup trucks in the DriverReviews Customer Choice Tyre Awards. climb into the cabin and you're welcomed by these big, comfortable seats. The driver also gets 50mm of extra thigh support. Not that I need that. You do have a lovely, high, commanding position though, with loads of glass around you. And this A-pillar is more vertical than you would normally get, and that's to boost your side vision. These lovely door mirrors sort everything else out. This panoramic roof has a sliding blind, and it opens to let the front two passengers feel as though they're in a convertible. There is definitely a no-nonsense design to the cabin, rather than a sumptuously luxurious one, though there are some nice touches, like this rope trim, the aeroplane-style serrated edges, and the cushioned dash. There are also protective pads for knees and arms, for when the going gets tough, and the top of the door panel is scooped out a little bit for elbow movement when you start rocking around off-road. The dials and switches are in logical, easy-to-reach positions, and there are graphics, including a tiltometer, I'm not sure if that's quite the right word, and a head-up display for more data. There's the usual web of safety and driver assistance systems, including a little bit of voice interaction. Hey Toyota!
What do you want to do?
What is my fuel economy?
Your latest fuel consumption is 26.5 miles per gallon.
The actual official figure for this car is 26.6 mpg, so that's not far off. It all may feel spacious, but there is not a huge amount of storage space up here. But you do get a cool box. Cool. But what it lacks in cubby holders, it makes up for with seats. There's room for 7. This second row can seat 3, but the person in the middle needs to have rather slim hips. You can use this armrest instead, which has got a couple of cubby holders, and you can recline a little. But what is good back here is the heating and cooling systems for the seats and a couple of USB-C ports. There are 2 individual seats right at the back which operate by electric. There is a little bit of recline available. Just a tiny bit. I don't know if you could see that. I hope you could. There are a couple of cup holders either side and a USB-C port either side as well. And there is enough space in here for me to sit, I would say, for an hour or 2, quite comfortably. Whatever car you drive, the only thing keeping you in contact with the tarmac are the tiny contact patches on the tyres. So choosing the right set of tyres is absolutely crucial. But searching for them can be stressful and confusing. If you need help in getting new tyres for your car, then go to DriverReviews.com, where you will see thousands of real-life reviews covering all the top brands written by drivers just like you. Also, check out the winners of our latest Customer Choice Tyre Awards. Under the bonnet isn't a smooth and fancy hybrid engine. You'll have to wait until 2026 for that. So until then, you have the classer of a 4-cylinder 2.8-litre turbo diesel engine that has been tweaked from before. It's got around 200 horsepower and 500 newton meters of torque, which helps this 2.5-ton beastie to hit 62 miles an hour in just under 11 seconds. It won't win any races flat out either, because it runs out of puff at just over 100 miles an hour. It is a little gruff under hard acceleration and in sport mode, but it will cruise quite quietly on the motorway and will potter about very nicely in the eco and the normal mode. It won't beat much into or out of a corner because, despite respectable grip, there is a comical level of body roll through the twisty stuff. Now, this is a refreshing alternative to some big cars which cosset you to the point of detachment. In here, you feel everything, and that's fine by me. But what about its off-road abilities? Time to tackle some tough stuff. Whoa, this is fun. Now, there is a new 8-speed automatic direct shift gearbox, and first gear has been tuned for a good punchy takeoff on and off the road, and then top gear tuned for quieter motorway stuff. We won't be needing that gear where we're going. You can knock the lever over to manual mode and just flick up and down, and it's a really nice action to this lever. There are no paddle shifts on the steering wheel, and don't expect supercar slick gear changes because that is not happening here. You do notice every single gear change. The tyres are gripping really well, and even when I look at a slope or a piece of mud and I think, well, that's going to slide, it doesn't. So the tyres just eat into the earth and grip. Of course, there's going to come a point where the thing does slide. These tyres are doing a great job, and it's no wonder Toyota engineers have combined the Land Cruiser with these Yokohama tyres, because they are doing a cracking job. This is the first Land Cruiser to have electric power steering. It used to be a slightly inefficient hydraulic system. Now, this one helps reduce the kickback through the steering if you go through rutted terrain. And it works really well. It is almost fingertip stuff on and off the road, but it has got good feedback. Unlike most cars which are built almost as one unit and then have air suspension to lift and lower the car, the Land Cruiser continues to use a body-on-frame structure, like the majority of vans and trucks. This means the engine and suspension are supported on a frame that's separate from the rest of the bodywork, and that gives a greater ground clearance and towing ability. There is permanent all-wheel drive, a low-range gearbox for slow, tricky stuff, a central and rear locking differential to keep all the wheels turning, even if one is in the air, the ability to disconnect the front anti-roll bar to increase the suspension travel and keep the wheels climbing over rough surfaces. And it has a wading depth of 700 millimetres. Oh, and there's an updated crawl control, which sets the car at a low speed and crawls down something steep without you touching the pedals. And the idle up button can help maintain a steady speed without using the throttle. This button can also increase the revs at idle to help warm the engine and heater functionality. Well, I think that has more than earned its Girl Guide badge to being prepared. I, on the other hand, have not. So I am going to stick it in automatic mode and just let it do its stuff. Safe in the knowledge that it has got some good safety nets. I just feel like I'm a passenger in this car. This thing has absolutely got this 4x4 course absolutely licked. This is not tough terrain for this car. The only other car to rival this, really, in my opinion, is the Land Rover Defender. And that comes with a variety of body styles and engines, including a 5-litre V8, and it can seat up to 8 people. And like for like, the Defender is more luxurious, more sophisticated on the road, and a little cheaper. It is the choice that your head should make. But if you are like me and you are ruled by your heart, then you need to take the Land Cruiser. And let us not forget one big thing. This car will go on and on and on. Thank you so much for watching Driver Reviews today. Please let us know your thoughts about the Land Cruiser in the comments section, and please press like and subscribe so that you're notified each time we post something new.